What were some of the things you were working on this week, Coach?
We worked on ourselves last week. Just passing wise, pass blocking, run blocking, defense, make sure we're securing up the pass. Worked on a little bit of option that we might see from Jacksonville, and then stopping that dive that they're due, and then just working on us all the way around.
One of the things that we talk about, as you say, getting ready, as we're getting ready to start conference play, there's been a lot of talk around town. This is going to be a big game on Friday night.
Oh yeah, it is. It is first conference game. First time that us and Jacksonville are in the same conference.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is I guess you can say bragging rights at stake, but you can't go undefeated in conference if you don't win that first game, and it's first game for both of us, and we're excited, and I'm sure they're excited as well.
You look at the conference records, Coach. A lot of teams at 5-1. You've got West Carteret, Havelock, the Cardinals here of Jacksonville, Swansboro with a basketball game, if you will, against Princeton Friday night. 53-50 was the final. And then the Monarchs sitting at 4-2. But if you look at the level of play each team has had so far, the Monarchs by over 150 percentage-wise points against the opponents that you played.
It's non-conference schedule was tough, but that's what we signed up for. The two teams that we lost to, one is, I believe, is like number 3 in the state, New Hanover, and Wallace. I'm not sure where they at, but I know they're in the top 10 in the state. And there's not too many teams, I don't think, in our conference can play both those teams and come out with wins on both sides of that. And I think if the ball would have bounced the other way a couple plays and we'd done some different things that we're doing now, then there's no telling. The scores could have been a little bit closer, or the outcome could have been different. But we're happy where we're at. We're figured that to be no worse than we would be coming out of this non-conference schedule that we played, and we're excited to enter into our conference.
Last year, Coach, we had the same conversation with you, scheduling tough teams, getting ready before conference play. My philosophy on that is, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And it worked last year, taking it all the way to the state championship game. And I think that the Monarchs, from my perspective on the outside looking in, they'll be ready for conference play because of the level and the talent-wise of the teams that you played. Yeah,
we hope so. That's what we was looking for. Like I said, we scheduled tough teams. New Hanover, they're athletic and big, and like I said, they're number 3 in the state. And then Wallace, we knew they were going to be athletic and tough as well and fast. But we're excited. Like I said, we're excited where we're at. Can't wait to see where we end up in conference-wise. I think right now we're flying a little bit under the radar, sitting at 4-2, and hopefully those teams, when we step up and play them come conference time, that we're still flying under the radar, and they come in, I guess you can say, sleeping on us. Mm-hmm. And then if they come in sleeping, then I hate to say it, but they're going to get woke up pretty quick.
Is there an advantage, Coach, to being where you are positioned right now before conference play?
I think it is. I think everyone in just conference-wise or across state are looking at us saying that we're 4-2 and that we lost 2 games. And that the other teams are 5-1, only lost 1, and like I said, like you said earlier, you can look at the opponents that we played. Mm-hmm. I don't think we played anybody really that was a gimme win except for maybe Jones, and they took that out of just necessity of doing me a favor because nobody else would play us.
Going up to Bedingfield, when you played up there against a good Bedingfield team, Bedingfield was 3-2 coming into the game, and they had a lot of momentum early in the season. The game prior to yours, they had blown a 26-point lead in the third quarter. And you guys went in there and handled them pretty well. And I think that is a showing of what the Monarchs are truly this year. It's going to be a real good game. They're heading over. Actually, Jacksonville's heading over to Northside this year. And tell us about what you expect fan-wise at the game. I expect it to be packed. I hope the fans come in and get their money's worth. I think it's going to be a real good game, or at least I hope it's going to be a good game. But on paper, they picked to win it. Mm-hmm. You look at it, they're averaging 46 points a game, I think it is, which is the highest since 1996. Quarterback, he probably going to end up setting school record touchdown passes, which was done in 96. They got a chance to score over 40 points a game consecutive, which was another record 6 times set in 96. Mm-hmm. So they're rolling, and hopefully we can stop them and slow them down some, and we can come out on the positive end. But on paper, they're going to be picked to win, and I told the kids, we have nothing to lose.
Right.
Only people on the sound of my voice is expecting us to win. So we can relax, come in and play. There's no pressure on us, and just play ball and have fun.
They talk about points per game, especially in high school football. I think it's I don't think it's really a good stat to look at because you have teams. I'm going to use the Monarchs as an example. If you're winning 42-0 at halftime, we're going to see a lot of second, sometimes third, sometimes fourth-string guys coming in the second half. So the points per game can be misconstrued a little bit on that avenue. But the last time the Monarchs played the Cardinals last year, in the middle of Hurricane Matthew, if you will, kind of had the game started, and then Hurricane Matthew, and then the game finished.
Right, it finished.
So a real good showing by the Monarchs last year against the Jacksonville team. Now, of course, different quarterbacks, I believe, on both teams now this year.
Right.
And talk to us about how important you think it is for L.A. Dangerfield with his first starting game against the Jacksonville Cardinals.
I think this is going to be probably the biggest game that he's going to play in today. He's done an excellent job for us. We couldn't ask for him to do anything better than what he's been doing, and he just needs to come in and be himself. I think switching up the offense and going more in the center with him, let him get his feet up underneath him, and open up a lot more things for him, less easier reads for him, so to speak, and it helped us with our running game as well. I think Jamari rushed for over 200 the first time, and then in the second game he rushed for over 100, so picked up on our rushing as well. So I think all the way around it helped everybody out, not just Elliott, but the entire team. And then we're getting those matches where you got Jair and Demetrius matched up man-to-man on a guy, and if they decide to go double those two guys, and that opened up the running lane. So we're just excited where we at offensive-wise. I think the last 2 weeks we scored 90 points in those two games and only gave up a total of 14. So we're back to, I guess you can say, playing Northside football.
84 of those points were scored in 6 quarters.
Wow. Know that.
Yeah, definitely in 6 quarters. You talk about the game that the opponent's going to have for you Friday night, talking about the Jacksonville Cardinals. But when you take a look at the improvement of the defense for Northside, even though coming in at 4-2, especially against some excellent teams that you guys were matched up against doing the non-conference play. I mean, you look at plays like, for instance, on defense. You got Wilson, you got Baker, you've got Jones. Also, and I tell you what, Valenzuela has really started coming out of the box as well for the Northside Monarchs. Defense, is your defense ready to stop that juggernaut?
We hope so. We'll find out Friday at 7 o'clock. Like I said, they're scoring a lot of points, but the defense has stepped up as of late. The last 2 games really, and the games before that, they were just on the field a lot.
Right.
And you're bound to get tired. I think if you go back and you look at the Wallace Rose Hill game, it's 12-0 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and they just got tired and gave up 18 points. But the defense playing well, and Ricardo Valenzuela, he's moved in from California and got a chance to play on defense and made himself a home.
Yes,
when he came in, we knew that he could play some, but the guy in front of him at that time might have been just a little bit better, but that guy got injured, and Valenzuela stepped in and hasn't given up position yet. The best man's going to play, and right now he's the best man, and he's doing a good job. I think he has like 2 or 3 interceptions for us, but several pass breakups, and a couple times he came up and made big tackles on run plays. So he's doing an excellent job for us, and we're happy that when they moved in, that they moved in the Northside area.
Into the Northside district.
You have Jamari, who's averaging over 8 yards a carry right now, and especially over the past 2 games, we've seen just chunk run after chunk run. And tell us how important that is to opening up the passing game and taking some of the pressure off of Dangerfield.
That's real important. Jamari carrying the ball like he is the last 2 games, making those big runs. You're gonna have to load the box to stop him down, and when you do, then that opens up for Jones and Wilson, and getting matched up against corners 1-on-1, and Elliott's doing a good job of getting in the ball. And then once they start, I guess as the kids say, start eating, then they start moving back out and trying to double those guys, and then next thing you know, Jamari makes another big run. So it's almost like last year, pick your poison. And right now, we're just taking what the teams are giving us. If you're giving us a run, we're going to take it. Giving us a pass, we're going to take it.